Hot and satisfying cheese soup. Cheese soup is thick, warming and delicious. If you love cheese, you will love homemade cheese soup. You can combine cheese with another ingredient to make, for example, a broccoli and cheese soup recipe or a cheesy fish soup, or you can use several types of cheeses in one soup. Try mozzarella, blue cheese, parmesan, provolone, cheddar or other varieties to make really delicious soup recipes. Finely grated parmesan is also nice for sprinkling over the top, as a garnish. Perhaps you tend to stick to the same recipes when making soup, and sometimes it can be nice to make an easy pumpkin soup recipe or another recipe for pumpkin soup. Other times it is good to try something new. Soup makes a delicious filling lunch or an easy dinner. You might not be in the mood to cook dinner, but often making an easy pumpkin soup recipe or another simple chowder or broth is as simple as adding ingredients to a pot, leaving the mixture to simmer and nothing more. Soup is such an easy dish to make, and it is comforting, warming and delicious. Famous recipes for soup. Cream often features in cheese soup recipes, to enhance the creaminess of the dish. You can base such a soup on chicken broth, lamb broth, veal broth or even beef broth, but it is best to use a low-salt variety because some cheeses are quite salty. Beef broth might sound like a very rich base for a cheese soup, but think about French onion soup recipes and how a layer of melted Gruyere is so perfect on the croutons used to top the meaty onion-flavored liquid. French onion soup is one of the most classic soup recipes. Cheese soup is also famous, and many restaurants serve their own versions. Recipe for cheese and potato soup. This easy recipe makes a hearty lunch or a warming dinner. Make some crispy croutons for a garnish, if you like. You can adjust the quantities of each cheese to depending on your personal tastes. You can omit one type and double another. For example, what you will need: 4 cups chicken broth, chopped green part of a leek, 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, 3/4 cup grated mozzarella, 3/4 cup grated parmesan, 3/4 cup grated provolone, 3/4 cup grated cheddar, 2 cups half and half, 1 peeled diced potato. How to make it: add the butter to a heavy pot over a moderate heat. Saute the leek for 5 minutes or until it is tender. Add the potato and broth and bring the mixture to a boil. Turn the heat down and let it simmer for 25 minutes. Use a blender or food processor to puree it in batches, and then return it to the pot. Add the half and half and bring the soup to a simmer. If you want to make it ahead, you can cover and refrigerate it at this point for up to a day. Add the cheese and whisk until it melts. Divide the soup between 6 serving bowls and garnish it with homemade croutons, or serve some crusty bread on the side for mopping up the delicious juices. Hot and satisfying cheese soup. Cheese soup is thick, warming and delicious. If you love cheese, you will love homemade cheese soup. You can combine cheese with another ingredient to make, for example, a broccoli and cheese soup recipe.